Talk about standing by his woman. Frank Fiorina left the corporate world at the age of 48 to support wife Carly's career. So what does he think about her chances of reaching the White House?
Well, joining us now is Carly Fiorina's husband, Frank Fiorina. Thank you so much for being with us on Fox and Friends. Merry Christmas. I like your tie.
I love the tie. Good morning, Frank.
Oh, well, thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, we would like for you to pull back the curtain and show us the softer side of Carly Fiorina. What is it about her that stole your heart so many years ago when you two were working together at AT&T?
Well, honestly, there were so many things. My first impressions of her as a new employee to the Bell system, you know, a company with 1 million employees, it just was amazing to me how focused she was, how tenacious she was, and how hardworking she was. It took me about 2 years to build up the courage to ask her out.
I was going to say, honestly, what took you so long to ask her out? 2 years.
Well, you know, it was a bad time for me in my life, and I had 2 beautiful little daughters, and it seemed like every time I'd bring a date home, they would reject them immediately, and they would play havoc with my dates. But when I brought Carly home for the first time, I always like telling this story, it was pretty clear to me that the 3 of them fell in love with each other, and I didn't have a choice, but I had to marry her.
Well, I understand what you mean. When we introduced you, we said Carly Fiorina's husband. Is that okay with you?
You know, when Carly married me, I was delighted that she was my last name. And it turned out maybe not to be such a great blessing, because I went through my career. It seemed like every time I would introduce myself to a new individual, or I would walk onto an Avis rental bus and say Frank Fiorina, you know, for my car, someone, inevitably, someone would look at me and say, "Do you know Carly Fiorina?" And they would proceed to tell me some great story that I of course, already knew about. Yeah. And that was pretty much most of my career.
You knew right away. I mean, that you even told her that she was going to rise up at AT&T higher than you were in the corporate chain. What was it about Carly that you knew that she was going to be a rising star?
Well, by then, I had known her and worked with her for a couple years, and as I said, 2 years after meeting her, I asked her out, and on our 3rd date, it was pretty clear to me that this woman was going places in her career. Now, I thought she was going to be the chairman and CEO of AT&T, and of course I was wrong, but she did go on to lead the largest technology company in the world.
Right.
At HP, yeah.
Frank, a big headline out this morning is Senator Ted Cruz being portrayed in a cartoon in the Washington Post, and his kids are looking like monkeys, and it is pretty despicable by many accounts. But I want to get your take on what it's like being a family member of someone who's in the political spotlight and having to go through the trials and tribulations that entails. For example, when Donald Trump made some cutting and biting remarks about your wife's face.
Well, it's hard to explain, just harder than the family members. My daughter, myself, you know, I mentioned the other day in an interview, I'm a Italian boy from Pittsburgh, so the things I'd like to do, I really can't do. But it's pretty amazing the things that people make up and the lies that they say. But when it came to Donald talking about my wife's face, I actually thought it was humorous, because out of all the people on the stage, I mean, Carly's face is beautiful. So yeah, right. I get compliments about my wife all the time, so I didn't take much store in that.
So, Frank, I got to get your take on this. You know how hard she works at everything she does, and she ran for Senate, ran hard, lost. How hard was that to take, and do you fear that happening again?
Well, you know, to lose to Barbara Boxer is something that's just inconceivable. And it does make you wonder how that could have happened. It was just no comparison between the two. Could it happen again? I suppose, but you never, ever count Carly Fiorina out. believe me, over time, that people get to know her. I mean, I remind you, she started out with 3% name recognition, and she has a long way to go yet. She's doing very well. I'm on the ground with her a lot, and I see the reaction from the crowds. I see people coming up to me in tears on a regular basis, telling me that she must be our next president. She has to win. And I mean people of all ages. Young girls come up to me, older folks come up to me. It just doesn't matter who they are. I think she's going to do very well.
Well, Frank, it's a real pleasure getting to talk with you this morning, and we hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas wherever you'll be celebrating.
Get some downtime.
This will be the first time in a year she has had 7 days off, so I'm excited, and I'd like to wish all of you and your families a happy holiday. And I have to mention one other thing. It's humbling for me to be here. This is my favorite morning show. I watch you every day.
All right.
Thank you so much.
And Frank, if you have that to say, you will always make time for you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to devote our whole 8 o'clock hour to you.
Yeah, Frank Fiorina, thanks so much.
That is
All righty. Bye-bye.